Hi, everybody. I'm glad you took my little subtitle because I feel like we really got answers today. Um, if you didn't watch yesterday at all, okay, here's what you missed. Grace finally fessed up to making up the whole diagnosis and everything because she needed money. And remember all those weird phone calls she was getting and said, "Don't call this number. I told you never call this number." It was because she was getting calls from bookies wanting their money to pay off her ex-husband's gambling debts. Okay. So then now comes the reckoning because she's begging, and I mean begging, um, Finn to not tell her secret, to not tell anybody. She's like, "Could you please not tell anybody? We're the only ones who know. Could you not tell anybody?" And he's like, "So you're willing to give up your pride and everything for money?" And also, she broke the oath of they always say first do no harm. Yeah, she broke that one. um, I don't know. I don't know what I feel about her. I don't know how I feel about her because on the one hand, I understand if you have people like coming after you, but on the other hand, if you broke ties with your ex-husband, then they would know that not to come after you for his money. Because remember, the key word here is ex husband. So, I don't know. But then again, I just gave you a simplistic version. I know it's a little more complicated than that. So, okay, so then on the other hand, okay, I still have two stories to get to here. So, meanwhile, Liam is feeling great and Hope is doting on him. And he's like, "Please, I'm okay. Like, you could stop now." And she just won't hear it. But, it comes from they had a loving relationship. At some point, see, I love how Annika Noel and Scott Clifton play together because you can tell that they had a loving relationship at some point from both sides. So I like that because most of the time when you get divorced, it's very contentious and argumentative. So I like to see the difference here. Um. Okay. So then Steffi was kind of mentioned, but she's on vacation. Whatever. She's probably having her baby at this point. Um. But we're not supposed to know that. But that's what's really going on here. Okay. So then on the other side, which we have to cover because it happened, is that uh, Brooke fell in the water and Ridge rescued her. I called that one, told you it was going to happen, so nothing new. But I had to cover it because it happened. So yeah, they're going to fall back in love. And then, of course, uh, Jennifer Garris, we got to see Heather Tom today, which, woo, Heather Tom looks good too, by the way. She was in a black dress. It's great. So anyway, and then she and Jennifer Garris had a scene together, and they said the one line where, well, of course. Now, I believe in, well, I totally believe in foreshadowing anyway, but I believe in foreshadowing by clothing and or language. Because remember how I told you the other day that they were using the song "Unforgettable" by Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole. Remember? And I said, okay, this is gonna play in. Well, then Jennifer Garris says, "Well, their love is unforgettable." I'm like, all right. And then she said, before that, she said, "Well, you know how when Brooke gets to be on edge, something bad can happen. I'm afraid something bad's gonna happen." So even if you didn't know what happened before, that's a little bit of foreshadowing also. So we had it both ways. So yeah. And something bad happened because she fell in the water, but she's gonna be rescued because she's Catherine Kelly Lang. She's the main actress of the show. I mean, it's like John McCook and her. If they go, that's it. Let's be honest here. So, yeah. Um, yeah, so she got rescued and but see, here's the thing. My inquisitive brain is like, okay, so what happened with Nick? I don't know. I don't know. That's the next piece of the puzzle. Well, there's several next pieces. Okay, the next piece of that puzzle is what happened to Nick. The next piece of the other puzzle with Liam is when is Grace gonna tell him? Because I saw, okay, now this goes back to the spoiler alert from earlier, or like last week, at the end of last week. I said I saw Grace talking to Liam with a bandage around his head, but they didn't really focus on it too much. And she said maybe 3 words, and that was it. So I was like, and at that point, I said, okay, apparently this is pivotal, but I don't know exactly what the context is, so I'm gonna have to come to that as a later date, right? But now it's coming to fruition that at some point, so okay, I'm kind of seeing it for myself. Okay, so Liam is at the Spencer estate, right? Recuperating from the whatever, the surgery from the brain bleed. Okay, so then Liam is on the couch, and Grace comes in and says, I have to tell you something. And Scott Clifton, Liam, has the head wrapped in the bandage still. Poor Scott Clifton. And then she comes in and says, I have something to tell you. And then the bomb drops. That's what I think. But they only have 2 days this week. 2 days left this week. So they either got to do it tomorrow or Friday, which I don't think this is a cliffhanger, because if it was a cliffhanger, then why would they have it on the cliffhanger from last week? So they have to do it tomorrow. So hold on to yourself, because they're going to do it tomorrow. They're going to reveal what happened and the fact that he didn't really need the surgery and he didn't have a brain tumor tomorrow. I bet on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then at some point, also, Brooke and Ridge and I guess Nick, although Nick might stay there, I don't know what, but they got to come home because they can't be in Italy forever. So we have 2 things to look forward to. 2 or more, who knows, but definitely 2. So be on the lookout for that. And if it all goes down, I'll say I called it because I did. Um, okay. Bye, everybody.